there is so far we have gone through a lot. We have gone through quite a bit of heavy stuff, and I want to share that when we are looking at all this, adding and subtracting of algebraic fractions, the first primary weapon that we are doing is we are looking at factorization. Okay, so we are looking at factorization. Okay, we are looking at factorization. So once again, you don't need to show me your face. You can just point it towards your table. Actually, this is a good practice because if term 3 we are looking at quiz, then you may need to. So if you are showing your table, right, it may be difficult to do a virtual background. Okay, it may be difficult to do a virtual background. Okay, so kindly help me also. So types of factorization. I think by now you realize that when we are doing two types of business here. One is, okay, let me just off my WhatsApp. Sorry. Okay, so we are doing so-called simplifying algebraic fractions here. And the simplifying, sorry, of algebraic fractions, okay, involves a lot of things that the first step is to actually do factorization. We need to do factorization, okay, and factorization, there are so many types. There are like so many types, okay? So I just want to run through again. The first type that you saw in book 1A, chapter 4. We did this in our chapter 3. This is so-called NJC chapter 3, NJC, so-called our chapter 3, NJC chapter 3, okay. But this is our math textbook, book 1A, chapter 4. I just put the reference here, 108. Okay, so what you're looking at is common factor. Okay, common factor. So if you look at the first type of factorization where we do, right, is what we call the common term. Okay, some of you ask, teacher, is it 3 terms always identity? 3 terms always identity? Oh, Kelly is fine. Don't worry. Okay, so is it always identity? So does it mean that 3 terms is always identity or frame? It may not be true. It may not be true. So example, say if I give you 2x plus 2y plus 2z, right? You can see that it is 3 terms, but I am not using identity. Okay, so I can still do something like that. 2x plus y plus z. So there was a student who asked this question. Does it mean that 3 term teacher always means identity or frame? It may not be true. Okay, can So looking at
wait, so Mr. Tan,
yes, sorry, yes.
so like when you use like because you say there are 2 different methods, either the frame method or the common factor one, right? So like when do we use like when do we know when to use either one?
Thank you. Okay, so main thing is always to try common factor first. Okay, so this is always the first choice. Always the first choice. This is always the first choice. Because after sometimes, right, you do your common factor, you will find that actually inside can do frame. You get what I mean?
Oh, okay, I understand.
Okay, so example, you have something like 2, sometimes when you factorize, you end up with something like that. And you know that this guy is done by common factor. This guy is probably done by frame. Agree? Cannot. So the factorization, they are not mutually exclusive. They can come together. So next part, the thing is this. Okay, so what are the factorization we have learned so far? I just want to summarize it because I know that it's very hard to digest all. Okay, first one is the frame, right? The frame. Okay, where we see 3 terms and we can factorize them using frame. This is from book 2A, chapter 3, page 63. In NJC, this is our chapter 7. This is our chapter 7. We learn grouping. This is called the frame method. Okay. Typically, you will see 3 terms. Okay. This is called grouping. Okay, called grouping. Where grouping, basically, you do common factor 2 times. Take the first 2 group together. Take the second 2 group together. You realize that there's a common factor after you factorize 1 time. Okay, or it's called grouping. It's called grouping. Okay. And typically, you will see 4 terms. Typically, you will see 4 terms. Okay, ma? This is in book 2A, chapter 3, page 74. in NJC, this is our chapter 7 as well. Okay, which we just covered in the dance studio. Okay, there's also identity. So identity, sometimes if you don't know, right, okay, you need to memorize. Okay, so if people ask you what is algebraic identity, we cannot say we don't know. If you go to JH2, people will laugh at you. Okay, so you need to know your identity. Okay, so you can see that I'm going from a sum to a product, from a sum to a product, from a sum to a product. Okay, again, you can also use this method to do factorization. We also just learned it in NJC chapter 7. Okay, ma? So just to show you an overview. So all this, you have 4 weapons, 4 methods to do factorization. So if today another math teacher or someone from another school asks you, what are the kind of factorization that you learn? There are 4 methods. Common factor, grouping, identity, frame. If you don't want to say frame, you can also say cross method. Clear so far? Clear so far? Can If you are not good at these 4 methods, it is okay. It's okay. Most important is you know the name. You know the name. So that when I say, hey, Pierce, now we are doing grouping, you will know that, oh, okay, grouping. That means it is one method. I'm not very sure. Can Okay, so okay, so next one, I'm going to go to part 6.4. 6.4. Okay, I received quite a lot of requests to go through, so I'm just going to share with you. Okay, again, when we are looking at 6.4, 6.4 is based on the idea of multiplying or divide, what we call algebraic fractions. Okay, so if you are lost on this, right? Okay, I mean, one thing I find it really helpful is you can go to the textbook and you can go and look at, for example, the textbook 2A, 2A, page 135, page 135 to 136. How they do the cancel. Okay, so the idea is that when we multiply or divide algebraic fraction, we don't have to create common denominator. Okay, we don't have to create common denominator. So first one, 3m minus n over m plus n. Okay, there's a reason why I swap the two because I see that they are the same. So for divide, right, I can change to times. Okay, so I change to times. If you're lost, tell me, just text me. I will go through again. So don't be shy. 2n minus 6m. Okay, so from here, what do we do next? From here, what do we do next? The thing is, I see that, seems like a common factor, right? So when we do this, right, the numerator is one party, the denominator is one party. In order for you to simplify the fraction, you must make sure that the fraction is in the simplest form. Okay, in the simplest form means that the numerator and denominator no longer have any common factor. In order for you to make sure there's no common factor, we need to factorize. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about factorization. Okay, so help me to look at the screen carefully. 6.4a. So just give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So I see that n minus 6m, n minus m. This looks like, they are they look similar, but they are not in the same order. They are not in the same order. So where have you seen this before? Okay, in chapter book 1a, we have seen something like that. There is a theorem that tells you that, in general, if a minus b, right, is the same as negative of b minus a. You all remember this? You all remember this? Can all? Okay, ma? Can you all remember? Okay, I mean, don't need to unmute. You just nod your head is good enough for me. Okay, so after that, right, that means this guy, can I say that this is like minus 6m minus 2n? Is that okay? At the same time, now I realize that, hey friend, these two are common factor. Oh, got 2, right? Let's take out 2. So I take out 2, it's like minus 2 of 3m minus n. Okay, so if you ask me, in my opinion, I would really think that this is the most difficult part of this question. That's the most difficult step. Okay, most people will really be troubled with this step and how to start. Okay, those of you who are multitasking, go ahead. You can do the popcorn. But make sure during this time you're doing something. I think like Magnus, maybe Nadine, or you're very fast, right? Just go ahead and do the chapter part 7 or do the popcorn or practice set. Okay. So from here, right, guys, you can see that, hey, got things to cancel off. Okay, first one, black color ink, black. Okay, you can see that these two cancels off. Second one, green color or yellow. You can see that yellow, it cancels off. So when there's nothing left behind, you don't put a 0 lah. It's a 1. Okay, it's a 1. Okay, Magnus, if you want, you can start on topic 8. But I won't go through yet lah. Cannot? I won't go through yet. So don't worry. You just go ahead and start. Okay. Can So here, nothing left. I'm left with a 1. And you can see that what is left at the numerator is like a 1. 1, 1, -2. Okay. So that's why my answer is just like 1 times 1 left with 1 times -2. Very, very sexy answer. I just left with negative half. Okay, so far?
Yes.
Mr. Tan,
Yes.
what if we put like the negative sign on the 1? Is it still okay?
Oh, okay, it's fine. So whether you put negative half, you put negative 1/2, or you put 1/-2, that is fine. That is fine. But generally, usually to make it easier for future, we always put the negative sign outside. Okay, can the reason is because we, like when you do 1/2, right, you don't really need to involve the negative sign. Okay. One student has asked, I don't understand how you got from this to this. Okay. I don't understand how I got from this to this. Let me just go through. Okay. How I got from 2n minus 6 to... Okay, this student will ask, I don't want to say it's 2n minus 6m. 2n minus 6m. Okay, ma? Okay, the student who asked, I'm looking at you. Just make sure you're with me. 2n minus 6. Okay. The student who asked, actually, I'm looking at your camera. Okay. Are you okay with this step? If you're okay, just give me a thumbs up or cannot. So that means, right, I can say that 2n minus 6m is the same as negative of 6m minus 2n. Is it okay? Can, right? Now, from this idea, just give me a sec. Okay. If you are lost for this, where, very fast. It's from, you can see in chapter 3, book 1A, chapter 3. One second, very fast. Where are you? Chapter 4, page 105. One place that you can refer this or find this in your textbook is this part here. Okay, just to show you. This is from the textbook, book 1A, page 119. Okay, in case you want to get some solid reference. Okay. So if that's why from here, I pull another common factor. I pull out 2, positive 2, and that's how I have 3n minus n. Is it okay? Can. Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so after that I go on to the next one. Okay. Okay, 6.5. Those who ask for 6.5, just give me a while. Okay, I'll go through very soon. Okay, very soon. Okay, I'm going to erase. Okay, if y'all can just try to make sure I can see your table, it will also help me. Okay, so if I can see your table, it also help me to look at how your progress is. That'll be the best. Okay, can. So maybe you can put your camera on your table so I can see your work, see your work easier. Okay, as much as okay. Okay, so next one. Now this portion here, okay, 6.4b very difficult, right? So for 6.4b, the trick is you try to treat this as a gigantic division sign. So guys, I'm going to write it this way. Even though no matter how life hits you, okay, you can put it into a way that is advantageous for yourself. So it's all about mindset. Okay, so let's put this division sign as this division sign. Okay, right? I never hurt anyone's feelings, right? Still legal, legal. So from here, okay, what do I do? This portion here is just multiplication. Top and top, a square, b square. Okay, maybe I can cancel first, even before I do a cancel. So I cancel a, this one becomes a power 1. Cancel b, okay, this one becomes b power 1. So on the left side, I'm left with a, b, c square. A, B, C square. Is that okay so far for everyone? Is that okay so far? Okay, so changing this to this is useful. It's useful when you have a fraction. You have a fraction in a fraction. Okay, I just want to say the maneuver of how I change the division sign to a linear form is very useful when you have a disgusting fraction in another fraction. One fraction in one fraction. Okay, this is useful. Okay, this is useful. So from here, right? Okay, wait, I just saw a Zoom chat. Let me just, okay. Okay, so from here, again, we know that for division, we can easily change it to a multiplication. I can change it to AB over C square multiplied by AB over C square as well. Okay, ma? Can I? So from here, marry all your top together. Marry the top, marry the bottom. Okay, C power 2 times C power 2. End of the day, if you are very confused by C power 2, C power 2, okay, end of the day, C power 2, C power 2, right? Think of it, think of, if you make it very granular, means you can open up all the terms. This is like your C power 2, multiply by C power 2. So you actually have C power 4. So C power 4 is at the numerator. Okay? Then if you look at the numerator, stay with me, okay, AB times AB, the numerator, is as though we have A times B times A times B, which is A square, B square. Okay, A square because of these two guys, B square because of these two guys as well. So with that, we have A square, B square. And that is our final answer for example 6.4 part B. Okay, so far? Wait, my screen hangs, so I'm just trying to. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Because my screen hang. Oh, I cannot see you. Okay. Okay, now I'm sorry, I got kicked out. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I got kicked out suddenly. Okay, so from here, I just want to check if you're okay before I go on. If I'm too fast, you just, okay, I pause a while. Okay, I see some of you are writing, so I pause for a while. Okay, some of you I see you are, seems like you are writing 6.4, so I pause a while. Okay, for those who are fast, just go ahead to do your popcorn. Hardy, do you think you can push the camera to your table? You see if you can push the camera to
Sure, I'm sitting on the floor though, because like I need the charger to reach the thing. So this is the only way that I can charge it for now.
you're using iPad, You're using iPad.
Yeah, the iPad. And then the charger doesn't stretch far enough. So yeah.
Okay, understand. Then maybe okay, can understand. Don't worry, don't worry. Hardy, if you can, you try to charge your iPad for lessons in future.
Yeah.
Then after that, you'll be easier for you. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm just looking at some of your book. Some of you are writing at still at 6.4. Shall I go to 6.5? Okay,
Yes.
Dina, sorry, which question are you?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Start at B.
I'm doing 6.5.
You're doing 6.5. Thank you. Okay. So no one, I slowly go to 6.5. Okay. Okay, 6.5. 6.5. Okay. Oh, my screen a bit slow. Okay, when we do 6.5, I just want to tell you again, if you are stuck at this, right, you look at book 2A, chapter 6.3 on page 137. They really give you a lot of good examples there. Okay, they give you a lot of good examples there. So again, how are we handling addition and subtraction of algebraic fraction? Okay, take note, we cannot just multiply them without considering the denominator. Okay, so looking at this, just an example. You see my screen hang again? Yeah, give me a while. Okay, my internet is bad. I don't know why. Sorry, sorry. Okay. I keep getting kicked out. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay, so addition and subtraction. Okay, let me continue the recording. Okay, so addition and subtraction of fractions, right? You need to make sure that your denominator is the same. Sometimes it will involve you must always find the LCM of the denominator. Okay, the idea behind is no different from adding normal fraction. So when we add fraction, like for example, if I ask you something like add 1/7 plus 1/3, what you will do is also you will change it to 3/21 plus 7/21. Okay, so the idea is always to get the LCM of the denominator before you can combine. Okay, then after that, when you're combining, take note of the fractions. Okay, so when you add or create the LCM or find the common denominator, it does not mean that you straight away multiply the left and the right. It does not mean that you multiply the denominator. If you do that, you will find that your life get very difficult. Okay, I will explain this in detail later on. So let me show you. Okay, let's go. Okay, 6.5a. 6.5a. So 6.5a, we look at 2m plus 3n plus m minus n. So I look at this and I say, wow, okay, denominator is not the same. So what can I do? So very simple. All right, I take 2m plus 3n. I first of all recognize the LCM. So I so-called create or the LCM of the denominator. You have to make sure that okay, x is the only variable on the left side. Okay, all the x must go to the left. Okay, so here you can see that after I bring all the x terms to the left, okay, my x is here. Then okay, step number 3, what I do, I factorize out and I isolate x. You can see x becomes isolated. Okay, you always try to factorize by isolate by factorization. Okay, you can see that it's a very common step. I isolate the variable or the subject by factorizing. I isolate the subject by factorizing. So this is what I'm doing here. I isolate my subject. Then what do I do with this? I just bring back over. I just divide over to get my x in terms of all other variables. Okay, your right hand side, if your x is the subject, your right hand side cannot contain x. It cannot contain x. Okay, it must not contain x. Okay?
Mr. Tan,
Yes.
I don't understand how why does the 3x minus y become 3x minus 3xy minus 2x?
3xy minus 2. Okay, so from here to here, what I'm doing, they skip a few steps. They skip a few steps. So they brought 2x over to the left and they brought 7y to the right. Balance
But
equation.
why do we do that?
Why do they do that? Is because you see that if I want my x to be the subject, right? Okay, here, remember, tip number 3, gather all the terms containing your subject to one side of the equation. Only when I bring 2x to the left, right, I can factorize out my x and isolate my x. Is that okay? Can I? Wait, let me see. Wait, sorry, I couldn't see your face. Let me see your face. Where are you? Suddenly I lost Pierre's face. Pierce, where are you? Pierce, okay, ma?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Can I? Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
once again, why do I do that? It's because I want to, tip number 3, all the terms that have x, right, I will bring them to my left. That's why you see that in order to bring, right, I need to do the previous step. That's to simplify. Break all brackets. Okay, so these 4 tips you all must remember. Follow these 4 tips and you should be fine. Okay, so I think got another student also asked, can I do this? Can I do this? Answer is no, huh? Okay, again, why is it no? Same as the previous, because your x is not the subject. If there's another x here, it's not considered the subject. Okay, can when you say subject, it means that the variable is the only one. It's really x equals to something. It's like you're solving for x like that. You want x to be on the loan or on the one side of the equation, no other x on the right hand side. Making the subject is really like solving an equation, but you are not so-called solving for numerical value. You're making x equals to something. Subject means x equals to something. When I say x a subject, means you want x equals to the rest of the world. Okay? Can Can Okay. So if all is good, please help me to complete 7.1 and 7.2. Okay. So homework, okay. Homework. Again, help me to complete topic, example 7.1 to 7.4. Okay. And also, let me just check. Okay. Yeah, you should be able to do. Okay, there are a lot of homework for this chapter. Okay. You can go all the way up to almost the end already. You can actually do all the homework already. Okay, you can almost do all the homework. Okay, can yeah. So if you look behind, there are a lot of homework for this chapter. There is there are actually 5 practice sets, and there's actually 2 assignments. There's assignment 1 and assignment 2. You'll see assignment 2. Okay, there's also assignment 1, and there are a total of 4 practice sets. Okay, can Yeah, so do me a favor, okay, when you are doing the practice set, self-mark, please self-mark, okay, and also show me working. Do not just write the answer, because writing down the answer, you will find that if you follow this habit in exam, you are penalized because you don't have working marks. Okay, okay, 2 students raise hand. May I know? Okay.
How do we self-mark? Because there's no answer.
Oh, you're right, Okay, then only self-mark. Sorry, only self-mark. Yeah. Sorry. I keep thinking it's textbook. Okay. Okay, anything else? If not, okay, I'm going to stop here for today. So please.
Sorry. How many practice sets do we need to do? Are we expected to be able to do all of them by the end of the weekend? Or
No. By the June holidays. This is actually holiday. Can I? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's all for today.
Thank you, Mr. Tam.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Tan.
you, Mr. Tan.
Thank you, Mr. Tan.
Thank you, Mr. Tan.
Bye. Thank you, Mr. Tan. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Wait, why can't I leave?
Yulia, are you there?